guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle, and today we are going to do the 1500 subscriber giveaway. And I have some awesome news. Hopefully you've seen it already by now on my Instagram feed and everything, but I have a partner that joined in with me on this 1500 subscriber giveaway, Epic Bait Molds. And we are giving away a 2-inch crappie slayer 24 cavity mold. So what I'm going to do in this video today is we're going to shoot this mold a few times to make some up. I'd actually like to try these baits as well, but this is one of their popular molds. They sell a lot of these, and I figured, they actually reached out to me and said, would you like to give one of these away to somebody for your giveaway? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So I'm going to give this away. I'm going to up it one more step, and I'm also going to throw in one of these Do It mold injectors. I don't use this injector very much anymore. It's kind of small, but it's probably perfect for this mold. And I'm actually going to go ahead and use this for the single injector portion of what we're going to do today in this mold. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to make some baits in this. Let's check it out, and then we're going to give it away. I'm going to tell you the details on how to give it away, or how to actually enter to get this mold and this injector. I might possibly throw in some baits too, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. So stay tuned, let's do this. Okay, so today we are doing the giveaway, but one thing that I'm gonna do in this episode is I bought a whole bunch of remelted plastic from this gentleman through a friend. And what we're going to do is we are going to do some remelts. I've got a ton of colors sitting here on the bench. We're not going to bother mixing up new. Y'all have seen me do that in the past. The one thing we have to do so far right now is we have to get all of this cut up. We're going to put it in here, and this is like a red bug kind of color. And then this is obviously just some like pearl white, or some white with some flake in it. But awesome colors, these are perfect. We're gonna do one shot of the pearl by itself, one shot of the red bug with this injector, and this is the one we're gonna give away. And then I'm gonna do a dual injector, I've got a couple dual injectors, and there's gonna be a video on that at some point here coming up soon. But I'm gonna do a dual inject with this color on the bottom and this color on the top. And let's see what that looks like. So let me get this cut up, and we will start melting some stuff down. All right, here we go. So we got it all cut up. We are going to heat these up in the microwave, but the first thing we're going to add is some heat stabilizer. If you don't add this stuff, the plastic has a tendency to burn. I'm just gonna put a pretty good amount in there because this one feels a little firmer. This one feels pretty soft. Most of the plastic that guy used, that I bought this from, uses medium base, so like a 212 from Bait Plastics. So, but again, it's already colored, ready to go. Super cool to buy all that used plastic and remelt it down so that we can make some stuff. So let's take a look at this mold while we're heating up some plastic. Again, this is the 2-inch crappie slayer. It is a 24 cavity mold. That's a lot of baits for one shot. It doesn't take much plastic. I'm sure this injector will do the trick. So we are going to make sure it's all clean. It is clean. We're going to put this standing upright. It also says what's the top and what's the bottom on the bait. So that will be important when we go to do our laminates. And this mold, they're pretty tiny baits. I'm not going to put much pressure on them, so I'm going to go ahead and use just one clamp. That's all really that's sufficient for this. You really don't need two unless we have issues, but I'm not going to shoot it hard. So this injector I'm giving away is a Do It mold injector. I can't remember what ounce it is. I want to say it's like a maybe 3 ounce. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure, but this is one of the smaller ones that they sell. But it's very good. It's the only thing I don't like about these, and I did a video on injectors, is the aluminum on these is very thin-walled aluminum. So if you look at it, see how thin that cavity is? So this gets really hot when you pull hot liquid into it. So just to get this ready for this shot, and I'm gonna make sure it's clean before we give it away, I'm just gonna put a little bit of worm oil in there, and that's all you gotta do to get this thing lubricated real good. Just get that worm oil in there and work it, and now it's nice and smooth. So, and this also, the top comes off of this one very easy. It just pushes off. So very easy to pop the top off. You just push the thing forward and it just comes right off. So I'm not a huge fan of these, but I wanted to give something away with this. I don't use it. At least you could make some baits with it. But if you're gonna use this injector, you probably should wear gloves. And I don't know if I'm going to or not. I probably won't. I've used this so long, my fingers are so used to just using this hot liquid plastic that it's not really that bad. So let's go ahead and get our first color heated up, which is gonna be the red bug. And then we're gonna inject this mold, and we will see what we get out of the 24 cavity, 2-inch crappie slayer. All right, so we have our plastic up to about 350, staying kind of consistent there, 340, 350. 340, 445. It's hard to figure that out. I'm just going to knock down some of the air bubbles here, and we're going to go ahead and throw this guy into the degassing chamber as always. We're going to get him degassed, and then we're going to go ahead and start heating up our second color. Get him nice and hot. That's going to take a little bit to melt down. So once we get all the air bubbles out of this plastic, we'll inject it and check out our first color, red bug. Okay, so the one thing I've learned about these small molds is you want to shoot these at a little bit lower temperature plastic. Right now, I've got it degassed, and of course it overflowed on me in the container there, but we got it all cleaned up, we're good, we got all the air bubbles out. So right now I'm just kind of stirring it around. We're still at like 350, so we're still pretty hot. I'm gonna wait for that temperature to come down to about 330, and then we will do the injection. Because the one thing about these small baits is sometimes they dent. I know, at least with my 1.7-inch prey bait, you just gotta shoot them at a little bit lower temperature, and this mold is cold. I have not heated it up. I haven't done anything with it. It's just been sitting here, so it's freezing cold. Just a big hunk of aluminum that's cold. So what we're gonna do is wait for this to come down a little bit. And it's at about 340 right now. So it's coming down a little bit. It may still be warm in the center more than I intend it to be, but let's just go ahead and let this settle. The one thing about this plastic I got too, this is from a gentleman that does, he has an injection machine like he does high production type stuff. So he can run a lot of baits at a time. I cannot, obviously, because I have a small shop. It's just custom stuff. So I buy a lot of these molds. He has big production molds. He can run, you know, a lot of baits at a time, that kind of thing. So for me to buy all of his sprues and whatnot, because he just doesn't. He runs his baits, and then the sprues come out and go into buckets. He doesn't rerun the sprues, because using the older plastic like this, reusing plastic, doesn't work for him. It's just something to do with reheating up that plastic and running it through the machines again. It doesn't go as smooth. So completely understandable. I get it. Cut me a really good deal on it. I'm very happy. So I'm gonna definitely be looking out for him in the future, and hopefully we'll get some more remelt stuff from him. And really all it is for me is I'm gonna get some of the major colors, right? So we're down to about 340-ish right now, maybe a little bit under that on the surface temp. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot this. So I'm gonna put my nozzle in there, I'm gonna suck it up. Now, a lot of people will tell you that you can do both, that you can actually take the top off of this and you can pour the cup into the cavity. Now, notice I'm keeping my fingers up here on the top of the injector. And the reason I'm keeping my fingers on the top of the injector is because that tube is really hot when it comes to this injector. And be careful pushing the plastic back in too, because you don't want to push that tip of the injector back into the cup, which I've done that a bunch of times with this injector too. So as long as you're careful and safe, but right now this is super hot, so you should be using gloves. But again, I'm not going to do that. I'm just so used to it, and I just hold it down here at the end where it's not really hot. So here's our first shot, and that's going to be just the red bug. I've got the white almost done. It is pretty much heated up. I'm going to knock down the air bubbles. I'm also going to put it in the degassing chamber as well and get all the air out of it. This may overflow as well. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll show you what we got with this red bug. So we got the degassing chamber cooling down here for a few minutes, and we have the red bug shot into the mold. I'm gonna go ahead and open these up. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that's tasty right there. And you notice how with this color that he made, this is a remelt, how the tips are really red and the body is a little bit more, where it's more solid and thicker, it's got that dark red color. Those are super, super juicy. Again, I didn't have any denting, it looks like, in any of these baits. That's the bait right there. So you can see how small it is. 2-inch crappie slayer. Awesome, 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 awesome. But I'm just investigating all of the cavities just to see if anything dented or anything like that, if we had any issues with the air bubbles. And it looks like we shot that perfectly. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all these baits, set them off to the side, and we are going to cut this up, put this back in the cup of plastic. We're going to have to keep heat on that red bug because I want to do a dual inject. And by the way, this plastic feeling wise is very, very soft, so kind of perfect for crappie. The harder plastic I don't think is going to work that well for this crappie slayer. I think the softer the better, because you're going to get a lot more action on that tail. See it? Look at that. I mean, it's going nuts. So softer plastic definitely in this mold. So if you're going to buy some plastic for this, I would say definitely a medium blend would be probably more than sufficient. You could go softer if you really wanted to, but I think medium will do it. And I would also suggest that if you don't like it being that soft, you can also add hardener. You can buy hardener and add it into your cup in smaller batches. You can also buy softener to make it softer if you wanted to. So all sorts of things you can do to make these baits the right way for you. So it looks like one clamp did that fine. We're going to do the same thing here for the next color. Let me get the white ready to go. Okay guys, we have the white ready to go, like a pearl white. We are going to go ahead and take this into the injector, bleed it off, and shoot. Now I left this one a little bit more hot. I left it at 350. I want to try to see how this mold responds to a hotter temperature plastic and if it does do any of the denting. These baits are a little bit thicker, so I don't know if it's just because of the way that the prey bait is designed, where it's a thinner bait, and it does, there is a lot more aluminum there. So let's just see what it does. So let's go ahead and take these out of the mold. Now I can tell already that the mold is starting to heat up a little bit. So I don't know if these are, they should be good. But it was a little bit warmer because we shot it that one time the first time. So let's just see what happened. Oh man, those look so juicy. And by the way, this plastic as well is not heavy plastic. This is a very light medium blend. It's very soft. So we will put these in a water bath. But let me just show you, no denting. And look at that tail. Okay, so I'm already convinced I'm gonna have to get one of these molds. I'm definitely gonna have to get one of these molds. My thing is, I think I'm going to match this to an underspin or something else, maybe one of my little just jig heads. So I'm going to have to figure out what size I want, because they do offer these in different sizes. But this 2 seems like it's perfect. And a lot of the fishing that I do, even for panfish and whatnot, always I'm using like a 1.72 inch style bait. So that's actually perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get this plastic back into the cup, and then I'm going to go ahead and heat up both colors that we need, the pearl white and the red, and get this put back together. And we are going to do a dual laminate. I want to see how this does. Now let's keep in mind that I've got this strap on here now. It says right here, that's the top of the bait. It says right there, that's the bottom. And we're going to use the dual injector. We're going to use my tried and true dual injector, which doesn't really fit that well. Actually, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to use my other dual injector. And I have I think this is a bass tackle dual injector. It's a triple, but I bought the block for the dual. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and I've got this, and we're going to go ahead and do the dual injector. So like I said, I got the triple. I took the 1 out, but bought the blending block so that I could use the bass tackle as 2. I could use it as a dual, and I could use it as a triple, which we haven't done that in a while. I'm thinking we're going to have to do a triple at some point, but not in this video today. So I'm going to mix up these colors. I got a little bit of used plastic in them. We're going to get them heated up. Probably give them both like a minute. Scrape off the outsides. They've been sitting here for a minute getting cool. Probably shoot for about 340 on both if I can get them to the same temperature. Then that way we can get a consistent temperature for a mix. So we are actually at about 330 to 335 for both. So I'm going to go ahead and inject this thing. Now we keep in mind, this is the bottom, I want white. This is the top, I want red. So we're going to go ahead and draw both. We're going to go ahead and bleed off both. Make sure there's no air pressure in there. And we are going to go ahead and shoot this mold. This is going to be a little bit messy just because I'm trying to do this on camera. My arm is in the way. Now these cavities aren't that big, so I'm not going to hammer down on it too much here. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and bleed off the rest of my color back into my cups, just in case we need to do this again. But I think that looks pretty sweet. Look at that. That's awesome. Let's take a look at this blending block here. It's still probably very hot. There's probably hot plastic in both, but we're going to go ahead and do this anyway, just because I want to show it to you fresh. That is going to be a cool color. So both of those put together, wow. The red's probably not showing up as great because it's kind of dark where it's thicker, but I think this is going to be pretty cool. So let's let these set up, and we'll be back and we'll do a reveal. Okay, you guys, this little workstation here is a mess. I got all sorts of stuff, sorts of plastic dripping all over the place, but we're going to go ahead and we are going to reveal what we just did. I hope it went okay. I kind of pushed it in slow, so let's see how we made out. I'm done with the clamp. All right, let's do this. Ready? Here we go. This is the bottom side. Hopefully it stays in the mold the right way. Oh yeah, baby. Look at how juicy that looks. Let's pull this out and see the top side. Oh man, that came out fantastic. Every time I shoot this mold now, I'm gonna be thinking about how I need to buy one. So this one again is for y'all. This is for the giveaway. And I'm gonna make up a couple of these and just use them to fish myself, probably, just so I can try out the bait, see how I like it for panfish around my area. But look at that. That is just a perfect dual laminate. I mean, some of it looks like it bled over a little bit because I was probably going too slow, but if you look at that side profile on that bait right there, I mean, look at that. That is amazing. Let me put it in the palm of my hand. Look at that. That is fantastic. That is a very successful laminate in my opinion. So, we have 24 of each. We've got 24 red bug, we've got 24 white pearl, and we've got 24 laminates with both colors. I am going to put these here, display these out. We're going to wrap this video up, and we're going to talk about what you need to do to enter this awesome giveaway. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. Today was definitely an awesome one. I really enjoyed making those crappie slayers, the 2-inch crappie slayers by Epic Bait Molds. Again, they partnered up with me on this video. We are giving this mold away. 24 cavity, 2-inch crappie slayer. We're giving this mold away. And to make it even better and sweeter, I'm giving away this small Do It Molds injector, just so you got something to play with if you're a new bait maker or wanting to get into it. But my crappie guys, you guys are going to want to get in on this giveaway. This is an awesome mold, giving away an injector. All you got to do is buy some plastic and some color and make whatever you want. As long as you got a microwave and some cup, you're going to need some other stuff, basically, but get it. Trust me, you will fall in love with this hobby like I did. I mean, I just fell right into it, head over heels. I love doing it. I love doing every aspect of it. Now, to enter the giveaway, I need you to comment below on this video, what is your favorite mold for making baits? Or what is your favorite bait that's a soft plastic? Comment that below. You will be entered into the giveaway. I also want you to go over and follow my Instagram account. So Bait and Tackle at Instagram, and also you need to subscribe to this channel here. So 3 things: subscribe, comment on this video, and then go over to Instagram and follow me there. So those 3 things, I will check them if I can, and I'll be very thorough about it, and I'll make sure you don't have to comment twice. There is no more than 1 entry. It's only going to be just 1 entry per person. So go ahead and drop a comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and you'll be entered into this giveaway. Again, thank you so much, Epic Bait Molds, for being a part of this. You guys have been nothing but the greatest. And I'm going to have some more Epic Bait Molds in the arsenal here soon. I'm definitely going to pick up this mold because I do not have it, but it is an awesome mold. And I'm also got another mold that's going to be coming on the way that I've got from them recently, so that'll be coming out on a video at some point soon. So all I can say is thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so humbled, very appreciated. As always, remember, keep on baiting.